This Himalayan lakeshore discovery is disturbing, and the truth behind its 60-year mystery crazy. It's the middle of World War II, and a ranger is exploring new territory high up in the Himalayas. He comes across a glacial lake. Its cool, calm waters reflect the snowy mountain landscape around him. But as he looks a little closer, he realizes that there's something truly horrifying about this place. In fact, he can see hundreds of human remains all along the shores of the lake, and there are countless more frozen motionless in the lake's icy waters. He asks himself, what kind of awful tragedy has this lake borne witness to? The name of the man is H.K. Madwal, and he made his gruesome discovery in 1942 while patrolling the Nanda Devi Game Reserve in Uttarakhand, India. The lake itself is situated 16,500 feet up in the beautiful Himalayan mountains. When the final count was made, it was believed that there were over 200 human remains found at the site. Not all, though, would have been apparent to Madwal, as they were only revealed when the lake defrosted. The lake's official name is Rupkund. However, due to Madwal's discovery, it's also known as Skeleton Lake, or perhaps more appropriately, Mystery Lake. Rupkund got this last nickname because nobody knew what could possibly have caused so much death in this one particular area. The initial theory, though, was that these bones belonged to Japanese armed forces who had perhaps perished attempting to cross the border. This swiftly led to the Allies ordering a study of the lake and the skeletons that surrounded it. But researchers found that these were not the remains of lost enemy soldiers after all. They were much more intriguing than that. Indeed, the investigation revealed that the skeletons were far too old to be contemporary soldiers. The skeletons' hair and skin may have been frozen in time by the cold conditions, but these remains have been here for a very long time. Interestingly, even though it was Madwal's discovery that brought the bones into the spotlight, there have apparently been accounts of the skeletons from the early 1800s. The presence of the bones, however, remained unexplained until the 21st century. Not that people hadn't given it some thoughts in the meantime. In fact, a plethora of explanations were hazarded to clarify how so many people had died by the side of an isolated lake. One such theory was that a freak, widespread illness could have wiped these people out. Another pointed to a natural disaster. Even ceremonial mass suicide was put forward by way of explanation. The real reason behind the discovery finally came to light in 2004. That was when a team of scientists from India's Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology set out to crack the puzzle. The scientists analyzed DNA from the skeletons and determined that the bones were from two distinct groups of people. One group was made up of several conceivably related tall individuals, while the other group was comprised of smaller folk from the immediate vicinity. From these facts, they made an outstanding conclusion. They posited that the taller remains were those of a family making a pilgrimage, and the smaller local escorts accompanied them on their trek. Their tests also found, amazingly, that the bones were almost 1,200 years old, and even more astonishingly, all the victims had been killed in the exact same manner. Indeed, the cause of death were several strikes to the cranium. Strangely, though, the position of the injuries meant that the attack must have come from overhead, and the weapon used to kill them must have been circular. This finding tied to the folklore that surrounded Rupkund. One particular myth concerned the unfortunate fate of Raja Jazdaval, the king of Kanauj, who was on a pilgrimage in the area. His route, the legend said, took them past the shores of Rupkund, and the story goes that their presence angered the mountain goddess so much that she took dreadful revenge by raining down massive hailstones upon them. After studying the skeletons in 2004, the experts confirmed that this was essentially the same fate that met the victims at Rupkund. Indeed, their deaths were caused by giant hailstones. It's believed that the group was caught out in the open in a freak storm, and that the blows they received had been strong enough to kill them. Then their bodies simply lay there, leaving only their bones behind as a riddle that would puzzle generations. Please don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell to receive everything that's new.